Well, some of you are probably thinking, this guy's kind of paranoid. And you're right. I used to be. But I know why. It's because I used to think that people looked at me and they saw the worst possible things about me. So, one day it hit me. I thought, you know, if I could just keep moving all the time, then maybe people wouldn't be able to see all these terrible things. So I started breaking down movement into its different components so I could use it more efficiently. For instance, these are mannerisms, because they're reactions to internal sorts of stimuli. And I can do this with my left hand or with both hands. And these are gestures, because they're reactions to external stimuli. And I started to notice that people tend to have gesture patterns and postures that you'll use at any given time during the day. As well as movement itself. Levels, directions, and speeds. I began to find the more of these elements I could keep working simultaneously, the more comfortable I began to feel around people. In fact, I began to feel invisible. Of course, there were certain kinds of things I couldn't do. Have a quiet conversation with someone, for instance. But after a long day at school or work, I didn't want to go out, have a date, make out in the back seat of some girl's car. I mean, I was tired. I just wanted to go home. I wanted to lie down in my bed. I wanted to surround myself with my favorite things. My popcorn with extra butter, my guacamole and chips, my ice cream with chocolate and almond bits. And I wanted to cover myself with a blanket of swinging, pendulous, bulbotic, celluluscent, porcorific flabulation. Well, I am sure that just as many of you ladies in the audience tonight can relate to this desire to be invisible. So this, in and of itself, does not explain why men die sooner. And let us be completely clear about that fact, because men suffer from more heart attack, from more cancer, and from more stroke than do women. Now, some people say this phenomenon is due to the ways in which we men carry out, or might I say, fail to carry out our primary emotional relationships, or as the sociologists and psychologists call them, our PERs, or PERs. I kind of like that. PERs. Unfortunately, I'm not a very good one to talk about this particular phenomena because I'm not threatened by women. I mean, when I get married. If I get married, I'll encourage the wife to get that job, climb that corporate ladder, because then when the divorce comes, I don't have to support her. Okay. I admit it. Men are jerks. Is anyone surprised? No, right? We're aware of the fact that people in positions of power take bribes, politicians lie, Howdy Doody has a wooden rectum, and men are jerks. And look, folks, I think I can be honest with you. I have just as much jerky small as does anyone. I mean, take for instance, if I had a lot of money, if I was filthy, stinking rich, would I give any of it to the North Shore Animal League? No. If I had a lot of money, I would want a mistress, some babe, some piece of action that I would have stashed away in my Park Avenue pad so I could slide over for neuters with, check out the new gear she just got from Bloomies, and plan our trip to the Bermudas together. Well, I did once have a relationship with a prostitute. She didn't cost a lot of money. She was clean, really good looking. I'd go see her a couple of times a week, but after a while we just sit around and talk, so I stopped going. But with a mistress, that would be completely different, because she would be there just for me, just to satisfy my powerful, passionate, sexual will. That stuff about the prostitute, that's not true. I've never been involved with a prostitute. I've never had to be involved with a prostitute, okay? I just said that because I felt that this portion of this evening's program needed some sort of personal experiential validity. But, ladies and gentlemen, the fact of the matter is, I have had a lot of women. Oh, yeah. I mean, a lot of women. If I was to add it up, even conservatively, numbers are not important when it comes to sexuality. What's important is experience. What's important is when you got started. And I got started very young. Oh, yeah. My peers used to think of me as the Daniel Boone of the bed sheets. I mean, I must have been, well, she must have been. Okay. We were freshmen in college. We waited because we cared about each other. But she was hot. Oh, yeah. She was the one that all the guys were sniffing around after. And I was the one. I was the guy. I was the one. Oh. Well, of course, a discussion about men and morbidity wouldn't be complete unless we had a short section on right heart attack. Now, in the last, 30 years, we have seen a series of theories about heart attack, which makes the whole thing very confusing. I mean, am I a cholesterol fatty? Well, I can pinch far more than an inch. Am I overstressed? Probably. Am I a type A? Or God forbid, one of those lazy type B characters? Do I need to jog? Or is the fact of the matter I just need to take an aspirin a day? I mean, what the hell kind of a man am I? Well, I'm the kind of a man who will provide more opportunities for my children than my father provided for me. I have a job, okay? I work. And when I'm at work, my time belongs to the boss. That's just how it is. That's America. But when I get in my car, then nobody better hassle me. Not unless they want to make my day. Because nobody can tell me that some poor schnook is as much of a man as the guy that built himself a 38-story luxury apartment complex with a pink marble lobby. This is the sign of a man and what he can do with it. Oh, Jesus. Well, now we have looked at the physiological reasons why men die sooner. We've looked at the sociological, the psychological, and the emotional. And frankly, folks, the only thing I see is that men die sooner just because we're men. I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, just because I was born a man, I'm going to die sooner than some woman, no matter how unimportant she is to the society. I mean, when I get married, if I get married, I'm going to die sooner than my wife. I'm going to die sooner than my children. If I have any children, have children of their own, that's not fair. I am a man. I do what I do because I believe in it, because I have integrity. And just because a couple of little chromosomes get together in a totally unprincipled fashion means that I'm going to die for some woman just because she can give birth and I can't. That's not fair. Look at the medical establishment. Look at the insurance companies. Look